Greetings everyone, this is Vishakha Tripathi, Forensic Educator at Forensic Science Academy. Today we are going to cover history of Forensic Dermatoglyphics in this video. As we have already discussed in the previous video about what fingerprint actually is, let's discuss it for your revision. It simply is an impression made by the papillary ridges on the ends of the fingers and thumbs. Fingerprints afford an infallible means of personal identification because the ridge arrangement on every finger of human is unique and doesn't alter with growth or with age. Now, what the term dactylography refers to? It refers to the scientific study of fingerprints as a method of identification. Coming to the history, which is our major topic in this video, the prehistory. So let's talk about it. During the ancient ages, early cave artists and pot makers signed their work with thumb impressions. Chinese use fingerprints to sign legal documents, and they have already proven that Indians used fingerprints since ancient ages. Coming to the chronology, in the year 1685, Marcello Malpighi first recognized fingerprint pattern and uses the term loops and whorls. In the year 1853, John Perkinje devises the first crude fingerprint classification system. Coming to the 1880, Henry Fault shows that powder dusting will expose latent fingerprints. In the year 1882, Alphonse Bertillon, a French anthropologist, devised method of a body measurements to produce a formula used to classify individuals. This formula involves taking the measurement of a person's body parts and recording these measurements on a card. This method of classifying and identifying people known as the Bertillon system. In the year 1987, world's first fingerprint bureau was established in Writers' Building, Calcutta, now known as Kolkata. Bengal's Fingerprint Bureau. In the year 1891, John, an Argentine police official, initiated the fingerprinting of criminals. Coming to the 1892, Sir Francis Galton, a British anthropologist and cousin to Charles Darwin, publishes the first book on fingerprint. In his book, Galton identifies the individuality and uniqueness of fingerprints. The unique characteristics of fingerprints, as identified by Galton, will officially become minutiae. However, these minutiae sometimes still referred to as Galton's detail. In the year 1896, International Association of Chiefs of Police, that is IACP, established National Bureau of Criminal Identification for the exchange of arrest information. Coming to the 1901, Sir Edward Henry, an Inspector General of Police in Bengal, develops the first system of classifying fingerprint. This system of classifying fingerprint then adopted as the official system in England and eventually spread throughout the world. In the year 1903, the William West changed the way that people were classified and identified as the Bertillon system used to decrease, and the use of fingerprints in identifying and classifying individuals began to rise. After 1903, many prison systems began to use fingerprints as the primary means of identification. Then, in the year 1905, US military adopts the use of fingerprints, and the police agencies began to adopt its use to solve the criminal cases. Coming to the year 1908, the first official fingerprint card was developed. In the year 1911, fingerprints are first accepted by US courts as a reliable mean of identification. In the year 1917, first palm print identification is made in Nevada. The bloody palm print found on a letter left at the crime scene of a robbery case and a murder case of its driver. And it solved that case solely on the basis of evidence, that is, the fingerprint evidence. In the year 1924, formation of ID Division of FBI made. Coming to the 1980, first computer database of fingerprint was developed, which came to be known as AFIS. We all know what AFIS is. That is the Automated Fingerprint Identification System. It is the advanced system of identifying the fingerprint by comparing them with the sample patterns. In the present day, there are nearly 70 million cards or 700 million individual fingerprints entered in the AFIS record. We have discussed the history of fingerprint throughout the world. Now, coming to our nation, that is India, let's discuss about it too. A system of fingerprinting identification first emerged in colonial India, where it was tested before it spread to Europe and beyond. William Herschel, the chief administrator of the Hooghly district of Bengal, from the late middle 1800 onwards, used fingerprinting to reduce fraud and forgeries. In order to ensure that the correct person was receiving government pensions, signing land transfer deeds, and mortgage bonds, the uniqueness of every individual's fingerprints was first proposed in Europe by the German anatomist John Mayer in the year 1788. It was confirmed through detailed studies by the Scottish doctor Henry Fowles. However, Herschel had begun to implement fingerprinting as a means of identification in Bengal around the same time. The Bengal police were able to create fingerprint records which replaced the use of anthropometric measurements by the year 1897. The first ever fingerprint bureau in the world was established at the Writers' Building at Calcutta in the year 1897, which we have already discussed in this video. The establishment of Central Fingerprint Bureau (CFPB). It came into existence in the year 1955 in Calcutta itself under the administrative control of the Intelligence Bureau. In the year 1973, the administrative control was transferred to CBI, and it was in 1986 that the CFPB was finally placed under the administrative control of the newly formed National Crime Record Bureau, that is NCRB. So, coming to the automated fingerprint identification system, it is the Indian version of AFIS and it's called FACTS, which was co-developed by NCRB along with the CMC. The current version of FACTS is 5.0. The system uses image processing and pattern recognition technique to capture, encode, store, and match fingerprints, including the comparison of chance prints. It uses pattern class, core, and delta information, minutiae location, direction, neighboring information, ridge counts and distances, density, type, print background, foreground, information, etc. for matching the fingerprints. Apart from the above details, FACTS also stores non-fingerprint information or demographic details like gender, region, and conviction details. According to a 2018 report by the NCRB, this latest iteration, that is Facts 5.0, which was upgraded last in 2007, was considered to have outlived its shelf life and thus needed to be replaced by NAFIS. NAFIS is the National Automated Fingerprint Identification System, and it is a country-wide searchable database of crime and criminal-related fingerprints. This web-based application functions as a central information repository by consolidating fingerprint data from all states and union territories. According to 2020 report by the NCRB, it enables law enforcement agencies to upload, trace, and retrieve data from the database in real time on a 24/7 basis. NAFIS assigns a unique 10-digit national fingerprint number to each person's arrest for a crime. This unique ID will be used for a person's lifetime, and different crime registered under different FIRs will be linked to the same NFN. So, this is all about the history of the fingerprint, the AFIS, which then later converted into NAFIS. Thank you.